grandfather never spoke of the war, not once. But after he died, we found his journal. What he wrote inside wasn't just horrifying, it was inhuman. Something he saw in the forest never let him go. And now, it's reaching for us. This is the true story he never meant to share. The man who came back, but not the same. When Grandpa returned from the war, everyone said he was lucky. He came back alive, uninjured, and with medals pinned to his chest. But those who looked closer could see the truth. He was not the same man who had left. His eyes, once full of light, now held a shadow. He would sit in silence for hours, staring into space. At family gatherings, he smiled politely but never laughed. He flinched at loud noises, refused to sleep in the dark, and never went near wooded areas. At night, he would mumble in his sleep, often in a language no one recognized. Grandma would whisper that the war took something from him and left something behind. As children, we thought he was just tired. The journal in the attic. We never knew Grandpa kept a journal. After his funeral, while sorting through old belongings in the attic, my father found a rusted metal box hidden beneath insulation. Inside was a leather-bound journal, its pages yellowed with age and stained in places. The first entry was dated July 12th, 1944. His handwriting was neat at first, but the further we read, the shakier and more frantic it became. He described places we had never heard of, dense forests, abandoned villages, and one location he referred to only as the Hollow. Some pages were written in German, others scribbled over or torn out. He mentioned comrades who vanished without a trace. No gunfire, no evidence, just gone. The Screaming Tree. One part of the journal kept coming up, a place his unit called the Screaming Tree. It was an ancient dead tree deep in a Belgian forest. The locals had legends about it, tales of soldiers who went near and never returned. At first, the men joked about it, but then the screams started, not distant ones, screams from the tree itself. Grandpa wrote that they camped near it one night, and around 2 a.m. someone began screaming from inside the trunk. They thought it was a prank until one of the soldiers disappeared during his watch shift. The next morning, his footprints led directly to the base of the tree and vanished. The symbol on our wall. After reading Grandpa's journal, we noticed something strange in his bedroom. The very room he spent most of his final years in silence. Behind a faded picture frame on the wall, there was a symbol carved into the wood. A circle split down the middle with a single eye in the center. It was the same symbol he had drawn repeatedly in the journal, next to entries describing the tree that listens. None of us knew what it meant, but my mother turned pale the moment she saw it. She said she had seen it before, in her dreams as a child. Dreams of dark woods, of something watching her from behind trees, always silent, always waiting. The package from Europe. A month after Grandpa's funeral, a plain brown package arrived in the mail. No return address, no note. Inside was a black and white photograph, faded, scratched, but unmistakable. It showed Grandpa standing with 3 other soldiers in front of a gnarled, dead tree. The Screaming Tree. But something was wrong. One of the soldiers had no face, just a blur like the film had melted. On the back of the photo, someone had written in shaky handwriting, "Only one made it back." That evening, strange things began happening. The living room lights flickered nonstop. Our dog barked endlessly at Grandpa's empty chair. My younger brother swore he saw someone sitting in it. boots muddy, face hidden. None of us had told him about the journal. He should not have known. But he whispered, "He's back." And none of us could tell who he meant, Grandpa or whatever followed him home. The basement incident. It happened just days after the photo arrived. The basement door, which was always locked, stood wide open one morning. No one admitted to opening it. My younger brother went down looking for Grandpa's old medals and came back shaking. He said the air down there was wrong, thick, cold, and humming. From the far wall, he heard a whisper in German. When he turned to run, he saw a single muddy boot print on the concrete floor, far too large for anyone in our family. That night, the power went out. In the dark, we heard slow, deliberate footsteps above us, even though everyone was downstairs. Then came scratching under the floorboards. The family curse. Since Grandpa's death, something has shifted in our family. It is hard to explain. The air feels heavier. Shadows linger longer. People in our bloodline, cousins, aunts, even distant relatives, have begun experiencing the same nightmares. They dream of forests without exits, of eyes watching from the trees, of screams that never stop. Electronics fail around us. Glass cracks without impact. One cousin reported waking up with dirt under her fingernails after dreaming she was digging something up. The decision to bury the truth. In the end, we did the only thing we could. We drove deep into the woods far from our home and buried the journal in a metal box under 6 feet of earth. We placed no marker, no note, nothing to trace it back. Before sealing the box, we removed one page, the last one Grandpa ever wrote. It read, "It doesn't forget, it waits." We framed it, sealed it in glass, and locked it in a storage unit. But even now, sometimes at night, I hear footsteps outside my bedroom door. Software heavy, waiting. This story is not about ghosts. It is about something darker. Something rooted in soil, in memory, in silence. Whatever Grandpa saw in that forest, it never left him. And now, it will never leave us. Because once it knows your name, it never lets go. We buried the journal, but not the fear. It lives in our dreams, in cold corners of our home, in whispers we cannot trace. Whatever followed Grandpa home is still watching, still waiting. Some wars never end. If this story gave you chills, subscribe for more haunting true tales, new ones every week.